Protests are getting out of control. I think Trump has had a very measured response. Let's walk through the past few days and see not really the evolution, but the consistency with which he's been speaking on this topic.
I rarely do this, but I'm giving you two for the price of one. Yeah. We have Marco. And I said, come on, let's go see the fake news and enjoy ourselves. Get a couple of nice questions. How are you? Who would like to ask a question?
Mr. President, on California, are you prepared to invoke the Insurrection Act?
Depends on whether or not there's an insurrection.
So loaded question right off the bat by the media. You don't see this behavior repeated when it's Democrats. Unfortunately, it's always targeted towards the president because they're hoping to get something inflammatory to come back.
No, but you have violent people, and we're not going to let them get away with it.
Mr. President, do you think if Democrats continue to side with illegal aliens over law enforcement, that they'll ever be able to win a national election again?
All right, stop right there. This guy may have just been planted.
I love this guy. I think that is the great. Who are you with? Freitfart News. Great. It's a great group. Freitfart. Right there. I think that you're going to see some very strong law and order.
And to hear CNN Dana Bash suggesting that this wasn't a real riot.
The way she responds to it, we'll look at it in a second. You can clearly see the lack of professionalism. It's not just presenting information, giving people an opportunity to make decisions. It's almost mocking if you have.
It's in Los Angeles. Is that what she said?
I just want to just state for the record that what did happen in 1992 was so different from what we're seeing now. I mean, that was a real riot that went all across the city of Los Angeles.
Oh, I think it was a riot. I think it was very bad. It was covered really as a riot by almost everybody.
There was even instances where a few of the crews that CNN had sent out in Los Angeles recently were detained, or in one case actually arrested, defying requests from law enforcement that are there to kind of move to a more safe location. That's just the only way, the only tools they have to handle that. And so it makes you wonder, did they do that purposely to make a point or to get ratings? I don't know. But again, see how mocking she is in terms of responding to somebody that may refer to these events as a riot versus protest.
Even if you're not planning to invoke that Insurrection Act, you still plan to send troops?
Well, we're going to have troops everywhere. We're not going to let this happen to our country. We're not going to let our country be torn apart like it was under Biden and his auto pen.
Thank you.
What is the bar for sending Marines to
the bar is what I think it is. I mean, if we see danger to our country and to our citizens, we'll be very, very strong. So
that was actually a clever tactic. Rather than giving specific criteria that would be held against you, he just brushed right by it. I don't like the wording of "it's what I think it is." The bar is what I think it is. Maybe could have said it a little bit better, but not giving any specificity to that so that it's not held against you. Like at this point in time, it's already in the works that they're going to commit to these actions if there is escalation. And keep in mind, this was on the 8th.
In terms of law and order, it's about law and order.
Sir. Secretary
We're going to see what we need. We'll send whatever we need to make sure there's law and order.
Do you foresee those protests spreading to other cities, Chicago, New York, for example, in the next few days?
Yes, we're going to be watching it very closely. And when they spit at people, you know, they spit. That's their new thing. They spit and worse. You know what they throw at them, right?
I don't want to know what they throw at them personally.
And when that happens, I have a little statement. They say, they spit, we hit. What are the rules of engagement for federal students? Just to see what happens. If we think there's a serious insurrection or less than that, we're going to have law and order. Very important.
How would you define an insurrection?
Oh, you have to really just have to look at the site. You have to see what's happening. Last night in...
Again, they're trying to nail him down with specific definitions on things. These are a lot of gray areas that we're navigating now, so he doesn't want to get locked in. He's going to dance around this this comment or this response, but I think it's necessary.
Los Angeles, we watch it very closely. There was a lot of violence there. There was a lot of violence, and it could have gotten much worse. And you have an incompetent governor. Just take a look at the train stations that he's building. Like 20 times over budget. Nobody's ever seen anything like it. So I did call him the other night. I said, look, you got to take care of this. Otherwise, I'm sending in the troops. That's what we did. Thank you very much.
And of course, he trips here. Watch. Oops. But keeps on going. Pump the fist. There you go. Touch the plane. Let's get in there. All right, so that was the 8th. Let's move to the 9th. Touches down in the White House lawn. They're putting up a new flagpole. Construction crew says hello. They want to take a picture with him. Very nice of him. He calls them over. Let's take a picture, guys. And heads over to reporters.
Gavin Newsom he's daring Tom Homan to come and arrest him. Should he do it? I would do it if I were Tom. I think it's great. Gavin likes the publicity, but I think it would be a great case. He's done a terrible job. Look.
So he didn't intend on taking too many questions, but they knew exactly what to throw out there. Gavin Newsom, and now he's on a roll.
I like Gavin Newsom. He's a nice guy, but he's grossly incompetent. Everybody knows. All you have to do is look at the little railroad he's building. It's about 100 times over budget. We're putting a flagpole over there. Under budget. I always do under budget.
What did your intel tell you about the people causing all the problems in LA?
Oh,
Are they people ISIS trying to deport, or are they professional agitators?
the people that are causing the problem are professional agitators. They're insurrectionists. They're bad people. They should be in jail. Thank you.
So with that, I'm heading to Fort Bragg right now. I think the helicopter's landing as we speak. But if you want, we'll take a few questions.
So the comment on Newsom, and you see the stress level building in Newsom because he's already seeing that Trump is willing to take action and follow through on his comments. So what's the deal with that? Newsom is giving a public address, democracy in the balance. Oddly, his live stream or the feed cut out, so there's only about half of that went through through the YouTube and through X and other platforms that he was sending it to. We'll take a look at that a little bit later, but right now back to Trump. So this is the 10th now in the Oval Office. He's going to be heading out to Fort Bragg in a little bit. But again, take some questions from reporters, and what's the first thing they ask?
Mr. President, will you invoke the Insurrection Act to deal with the situation in California?
If there's an insurrection, I would certainly invoke it. We'll see. But I can tell you last night was terrible.
Where I've deployed thousands of National Guard troops and hundreds of Marines to protect federal law enforcement from the attacks of a vicious and violent mob. You're witnessing in California is a full-blown assault on peace, on public order, and on national sovereignty carried out by rioters bearing foreign flags with the aim of continuing a foreign invasion of our country. We're not going to let that happen. It's horrible what's happened so quickly. Very simply, we will liberate Los Angeles and make it free, clean, and safe again. It's happening very quickly.
So key terms that he's starting to use now, referring it to as a liberation of Los Angeles, coupling that with the increase in the use of force. All right, we're going to stream some additional content live. Catch you guys later. Thanks for tuning in.